Hi Sagittarius, this is your forecast for the month of November 2016. This is a general reading for Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Rising, or Sagittarius Moon. If you have a different rising or moon sign, you might find watching those videos helpful or more informative for you. Please remember that these are general readings, and so they may not apply to everyone. If you would like a personal reading that is specific to you, please visit my website at thealchemistastrologer.com, provided on the link at the upper corner. If you have visited the site before, you'll need to clear your browser's cache for the schedule button to function properly. So, Sagittarius, the first week of November begins with you possibly trying to control something, or maybe you're feeling controlled. Maybe you want to keep things just the way they are. You don't want to rock the boat. Or maybe you're in a position where you're dealing with something and you want a sure thing. You're seeking a guarantee of some sort. Now, this may have to do with your property, your resources, your possessions, and you may be trying to hold on to that, trying to hold on to your money, being protective of your resources, protecting what you have. And so maybe you are being very conservative or over cautious this week. For some of you, this may be some kind of inheritance coming your way or some type of gift. But some of you, maybe you're having contact with a Capricorn person this week. But for others of you, you're coming in contact with wealthy people or people that are connected to finance in some way, bankers, investors, brokers, financial institutions. And maybe some of you are protecting your heart, your feelings, yourself. Maybe you're protecting your health. So this is a week where you're really going to focus on, how much or how little you're giving of yourself in various ways and various aspects of your life, emotionally, with your time, and with your material resources. So this is also a good week to, look into any financial possibilities that could offer you, a higher pay or a better job situation. So this is a good week to make connections, check things out, do a little research, put out your resume, talk to, network, talk to people in the know. But you need to be very realistic. This is saying this is a week to be grounded in the truth and in reality. So take a realistic approach to your affairs and in the way that you deal with people. And this is going to be, a strategy that helps you feel closer to people that you care about and that means something to you. Now, some of you are having a situation where you're taking on other people's situations and you're picking up their burdens for them, whatever that is. You're taking on their problems, whether that is financial or emotional. Maybe you're having to care for somebody. For some of you, maybe there's some issues at work or, in your environment somehow. Or maybe you're having to deal with your own emotional issues or medical issues. So these could be things in focus that belong to you or either there's someone else, but you're connected somehow. For others of you, this card can sometimes indicate blocking change. You're not growing. There's a stagnancy, and sometimes it can be selfishness. So make sure that this week you're not overly focused on self or your own concerns, where you're not able to maintain an objective perspective. And then every little thing, you're turning molehills into mountains. Things are disproportionate and you're losing it and blowing your temper over the smallest infraction. Now, some of you, you're trying to hold on to something, a situation, a person, whatever it is, but actually that thing is becoming a huge burden for you and it's not even worth it. Now, some of you, you're very focused. Maybe you are trying to really get some solid learning in. And so maybe you're taking on a lot, or maybe you're trying to really accomplish a goal that you have set in mind. So for those of you where that is the focus, you're creating your own burdens. You're taking on things and you're pushing too hard, you're trying too hard, and either you want to avoid a situation or you want to accomplish something. So this is a week to, find some balance, to cautiously explore opportunities, to be more flexible. You could be too rigid in your outlook and the way you deal with things. But this is a week of personal empowerment if you use this week constructively. You can harness your own personal power. You can work on manifesting your plans and your dreams. And you can be a leader this week. For some of you, you're blocking change, you're not moving forward. And this is a week where you need to take charge of a situation. Now, the second week, you have the Six of Swords. So there's a transition taking place. Maybe you're traveling. Maybe you're dealing with travelers. Maybe you're dealing with people at a distance. Maybe you're turning your back on a situation, or you're trying to move past a situation that you have felt has been somewhat toxic or uncomfortable. Maybe you're helping someone. In the negative, this could be about procrastinating. So if you were holding back and just trying to keep the status quo last week, again, this is an indication that you need to move forward. And you may be trying to do that. Maybe you are releasing some tension, or you're trying to go more with the flow this week, or you're making some beneficial changes. So you're trying to get past something and recover. And for many of you, there are brighter days ahead. You're going to be moving away from your stress, your troubles, your problems. Some of you are reconciling with others. Again, travel is on the table. Maybe you're taking a trip, or you're relocating, or you're traveling abroad, or you're dealing with people who are traveling. Maybe there are people that are just arriving to come and see you. But whatever it is, it's been negative for a minute or two, and you want to move past that. And so you may have felt at some point that you were having to start over, that you were back to square one. And whether that was in your personal life or your professional life, a legal situation, a medical situation, you have reached a point where you feel as if you didn't make any progress and you want to move forward. You want to reach the next level, the next destination. So this is going to take some time and some patience on your part. You're going to have to try to work to really focus on your situation, to get more clear about who you are, about who you're involved with, about what the situation is, and to gain a better understanding. So whatever you're involved in, whether it's study, relationship, business, this is going to be something that opens you up and broadens you in some way, and likely in a positive manner, although maybe not in quite the way you expected, or on the time schedule that you had expected. Now, for others of you, you may be moving on from something because you just find it to be pointless. It's a waste of time. You don't want to deal with it. Or maybe there's some habits that you had and you're like, I'm not doing that anymore, moving on. So you're going to be distancing yourself from things that limit you, that limit your personal progress, that limit your abilities to do the things that are important to you. For some of you, again, you're dealing with other people that, at a distance, or, that you've traveled to. These could be people that you enjoy that suddenly pop up in your life. You may be traveling to somewhere that you've been before. Maybe you're taking an unexpected trip. But for many of you, this is about, testing what you're made of. You may find yourself once again in situations or dealing with people that seem to have a habit of letting you down on some level. There's some things that are going to come up for some of you that you thought were cleared up, resolved, you thought you had moved past, and yet here they are again, showing up unexpectedly, and you're not pleased about it. Some of you, you are being dominated by the wrong influence, and that's causing you to have to start over. So this is a week about wasting time, figuring out where you're wasting time, where you're putting your energy or your effort, or where you're placing your faith in people who continually let you down or that are wrong for you, and where you are making the same mistakes over and over again. So this could be a week where some things are illuminated for you. Maybe you're giving advice or getting advice. Maybe you're solving a problem. Maybe you're starting something. Or again, you're realizing that you need to make some beneficial changes and take a stronger leadership role. Now, the third week, you have a focus on partnerships or some important choice. Now, this could be a connection to a Gemini person. But the focus is on some choice that you're dealing with. Now, maybe you're struggling with some kind of temptation, or you are, thinking of moving in two different directions and you don't know which one to take. You're really evaluating things, going over your choices, trying to make this important decision because you're at some kind of fork in the road. Now, for some of you, this is a new relationship or a reconnection to someone from your past. But the focus is on commitments, important decisions. If you've had a health issue, it's about healing. This could be a romantic meeting or sharing or, trusting, but there's a duality involved. So for some of you, this is going to be about bad choices, and that's why you're moving on. Or perhaps you failed some type of a test, or there were some inconsistencies on the part of someone. For some of you, you're moving on because you just want to be free. You want to break out. Or maybe some of you have made some choices that you didn't really think through. There could be issues of relationships that are troubled or not healthy, or you could be focused on health problems. There could be things that, have become a problem because outside forces have influenced things in a negative way. But overall, this is a week where you're going to be getting clear on things. You're trying to improve a situation, and you're going to be able to do that. Whatever needs to be improved or repaired or clarified, you're going to get that. You're going to have dialogues with people that really improve what you know and what you understand about other people, and it's going to give you the added bonus of peace of mind. So this could be a week where one or two people cross your path that are really important for your future, or again, you're connecting with someone from your past. Whatever the case, you are making some beneficial changes because you feel a very deep sense of taking on a leadership role, being dedicated, and being responsible. Not only that, this is a week of high magnetism for you. You are attracting more people. Although because of that, it's making it a little bit difficult and time consuming for you to meet your goals. So you're connecting with others, you're enjoying them, you're enjoying their company. And anytime there's some sense of unease or discomfort, you're able to call on your skills of communication, your wit, your humor to smooth things over and keep people from feeling as if they're being judged, threatened, or insulted, even if you're not on the same page. So this could be a week where you let go a little bit, you loosen up, you're more playful, you're willing to take a risk, you're more spontaneous, and you're more creative. You're better at whatever it is you're doing. If it's creative, if it's artistic, if it's academic, your skills are enhanced this week. And in fact, those could be coming up for some type of recognition or reward. This could be a week where you get a bonus, maybe even an apology. Now, for others of you, you may be in good relationships, but even your good relationships are going to come under some kind of strain, and you're going to feel the inclination to hold back and not share your true feelings about a situation that crops up. But actually, the better thing to do would be to go ahead and share your feelings so that you can cut things off at the pass and create a better situation. What you need to realize is that you are valuable just in who and how you are. And you don't have to be anything other than you. So the minute that you have that aha moment, that you don't have to try to please people, you don't have to try to be something other than what you are, you don't have to live up to anybody's expectations, that's the magic moment when your relationships improve and become better. So this could be a week where you really need to think about if you're giving in too much to others, if you're giving up too much, if you're being too, if you're acquiescing, if you're giving in to other people's wishes and desires and ignoring your own, if you're too jealous. And because you have such high magnetism, if you're just using your charm to get what you want, if you're using that to manipulate people, to sway them under your influence. Or there could be an issue that you're looking at with other people as well. So you're doing a lot of thinking this week. You're making an important choice. You're making some decisions and you're trying to choose between options. So you're taking stock and you're weighing your options. You may even be coupling up with other people to come to some conclusion together, maybe working together to create the best outcome. For others of you, you need to take a time out. Now, the fourth week, you have the Page of Cups. So there's some significant turning point in the situation. You were trying to make a decision, and it appears that now there is some significant turning point. Maybe things were headed down a particular path for quite a while, and now there's going to be a change of course, good or bad. This is also could be, these are new feelings, new emotions. And so maybe you are, getting in touch with your feelings. Maybe you're reevaluating some situations. And this is going to be a week where you can do that with more honesty. If you had been looking at something idealistically, now you're more clear given the circumstance. And you may, when you look at things, you may think, although this is something I desired, is it necessarily my destiny? Now, for some of you, this could be a social invitation. Maybe maybe you're getting engaged, or this is an offer of marriage, or some kind of proposal, or a date, or just some social invitation. Now, for others of you, this is a new project. This is something creative, some good idea. Whatever this is, these are your thoughts and your feelings about an emotional matter. Now, this could be messages of love that you're getting. Maybe you're feeling particularly, enthralled by someone. This could be excessive attraction, or maybe you're feeling jealousy or flattered or affection, but something that touches you on an emotional level and may include, some kind of social outlet as well. This could be, if you work for yourself or you offer your services, this could be, you offering your services in a partnership, or you partnering with others to offer a service. Maybe this is new love, and maybe, this is young love, or maybe this is a connection to a child. This could be an inexperienced lover, or maybe this is the very beginning of a courtship where you are questioning, the direction of your love, and because you're in the early stages of courtship. So some of you're making these choices because this was a commitment that you made without giving the serious thought to the consequences of it. But generally, this is, that first attraction. So you're discovering that your feelings for another person is changing. And if you were in a friendship, now it's deepening. You feel like this could grow. We could become something more than that. This could turn into a romance. And for those of you that are already in a relationship, you may be feeling as if you reconnect to a person in a new way, and that you're rediscovering what it was that made you feel alive when you were with this person, and why you love them. You remember what it is that you love about this person. For others of you, you're getting out there. You want to meet people. You want to socialize. And then others of you, after careful evaluation, you've decided you want to move on, that just going any further with this is a mistake. So there are issues this week about trusting whether you're getting the support you need from other people, trust as far as the belief you have in yourself and your own intrinsic value, whether you feel protected in relationships, or feeling as if your feelings, that you can offer your feelings and still feel protected. For some of you, you are recognizing, how vulnerable you are in whatever situation that you're in. Now, the underlying energy is the Chariot, and also a Cancer person may be important to this month. So this is about, very strong focus, and this could be about travel. It could be about winning. It could be about messages. Maybe you're involved in a conflict, or maybe you're acting recklessly. This could be, again, weighing options, which seems to be a strong theme in your reading. Maybe you're trying to balance opposing forces, either you against someone else, or maybe just your own shadow and light part of yourself. Maybe you're coming to terms with your shadow self. But this is a month of very strong determination, very much focused on taking the initiative to assert your willpower. You want to have success. You want to make progress. There's ambition involved, and you are willing to fight for a goal and put in a lot of effort to achieve something that you want to happen. Now, the other end of that is the need for self-control. You're having to maybe focus on your strength of will, maybe to curb some habits or impulses. Maybe you're having to hold in your emotions or hold in your anger. But you are looking out for your own interests. Now, this is a card of emotion and mastering that. So how you feel, your attitude, your outlook on life, your views, your moods, all of that affects other people in ways that you don't even have awareness of. And this is going to be a month where sometimes you're in the lead, you're in charge, and other times you're going to have to fall back and, take your place in line and let other people take the reins. So this could be a month where there are issues connected to travel, to communication, and situations that call for you to make changes to your schedule in some kind of way, whether that's personal, whether that's your professional agenda, or whether that's your money. And you're going to have to come up with some new strategies to replace those. Now, you have a couple of cards that indicate travel, this Chariot and also the Six of Swords. So be careful this month about when you travel. Make sure that you're not reckless, that you pay attention to where you're going, you get proper directions, you're not driving too fast, because you could be prone to get a ticket. But this is a month where your intuition is very high, and it's going to allow you to stay on track and make the right choices and move in the direction that you need to. So you're taking on more, you're feeling more responsible, you're being a leader, and you're being more efficient. And you may have to make some changes, as I said. But just know that these changes are good changes. They're creating more opportunities. Some of you're going to relocate, or you're going to travel, or you're going to, be involved in some kind of communication, and it's going to be different than normal. There's going to be a story connected to it, whether that's in connection to romance or broadening your horizons by seeking adventure and excitement. But something out of the ordinary is likely this month. Now, for others of you, you are having to get into focus. You're really having to tighten up your concentration in order to meet your goals and move ahead. So you're going to come across people and situations that are going to test your patience. So, you may be involved in some travel delays or some delays with something that you had expected, or there could be some miscommunication or even some medical issues that crop up here and there. Now, for others of you, because this is so single-minded and this is about partnerships and relationships and feelings, make sure that you're not so vested in a person or a situation that you make that the beginning and end, the alpha and omega of all things. Without it, your life is meaningless, because obviously then that means you need to do some reevaluation again and recognize your own intrinsic value. Now, you're going to be facing some circumstances that are beyond your control this month, and possibly because you made an error somewhere, a mistaken judgment, in which case things are not going to be moving as smoothly or as quickly as you want them to. But your relationships are undergoing a change. There's a transition. So you're having to really look at, where your relationships are headed now. And it's gonna open your eyes and open your mind if you pay close attention to it. So for some of you, there's a transition, or maybe you're stuck in a pattern because there's so much focus on ambition that, you're not able to create a balanced exchange with one another because one of you is very focused on your own personal goals. But for others of you, there's a mutual temperament, and you come to realize that you are working very well as a team or as a partnership. And there may be issues where you're involved with people, or you're being this way where, on the surface, this person has it all together. They're very successful, they're caring, but they're very sensitive, almost extremely sensitive. And when they get hurt, they tend to withdraw. Some of you may be feeling, out of sorts because you're giving more than is being reciprocated. And some of you are being extremely sentimental, and there are strong ties to the past that make it difficult for you to let go and move on. For some of you, you're dealing with people that may be emotionally manipulative, or there's an insensitivity to the effect of people's words or actions, whether that's you or someone else. Or maybe there are situations you're involved in where there's an underlying unspoken agenda that influences a situation, and you're going to need to get some clarity about where things are headed so that both parties have a better understanding. But this is likely to do with, an invitation of some sort, whether to socialize, or maybe there's a new friend that's appeared on the scene, or some opportunity that's opened up, or even a budding romance. For some of you, you're too self-contained. You're withholding. You're not moving forward. And for you, you need to make some changes. You need to get out in the community. You need to socialize. You need to break out of your shell. So issues this month are going to center around your partnerships and whether you're dealing with others in a constructive manner or a self-defeating manner. And that's all of your partnerships, whether they're personal or professional. And all of your decisions this month and all of your actions are going to be motivated by how strongly you feel a sense of personal security and whether you belong to the group, to the other person, to the cause. All right, Sagittarius, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I would greatly appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and kind comments. The more you engage with me, the more I enjoy what I'm doing. For those of you who have already offered your support, please know that I am grateful and committed to you. Have a wonderful November, and I look forward to speaking with you next month.